Can DKOldies do anything right at this point? I mean, I think the best person to review them just did. In case you missed it, Austin Evans bought stuff from DKOldies and he put a video out about it. And at this point, I don't understand how DKOldies cannot get a clue and change something, because let's be real, anytime somebody's buying a ton of stuff, even if, Austin said he didn't put his name on it, which I totally believe is true. He probably didn't put his name on it. He probably put somebody else's address and name so that they had no idea. But everybody is reviewing them and buying consoles to review. And at this point, you have to assume every console you're shipping out is going to be reviewed. And when somebody buys, what was it, 4 or 5 consoles? Yeah, that's probably somebody putting up on YouTube. You just have to assume at this point that it's going to be somebody putting you on blast. So why wouldn't you send them the best consoles you can? Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do the extra effort to stop the rhetoric online, to stop proving everybody correct? I mean, I think they sent him the worst looking console yet. I will say they did okay on a couple of them, so there's big red flags for me. The first one was the GameCube that Austin received, had a Japan marking on the back. And it would not surprise me if DKOldies is buying international consoles and just redoing the trace so that it's for a US. Because if you've never gone and looked at GameCube modding before, all it is a trace on the motherboard. That's the only difference between EU, US, and Japan, is you just need to change the trace on the motherboard. Which is why you see the console mods where people will put a switch on it to switch it between Japan and US, or sometimes a 3-way switch for EU, which is less common. But people do that because it's such an easy thing to do. So I'm guessing DKOldies is going in and changing these traces, not just buying Japan consoles to replace the casing. That doesn't make as much sense to me, but just going in, taking the top off, undoing a trace, redoing for the US, and boop, here we go. We can sell this console now as a US console. And then the second thing, that PlayStation 3, oh my goodness. We've seen some disgusting consoles from other YouTubers where they open them up and it just obviously wasn't taken care of. But that PlayStation 3 that was obviously water damaged, it was rusting. At what point do you say enough is enough and you actually start taking care of some of these issues that everybody's pointing out? You're charging a premium for all of your products and doing nothing to change what everybody's putting you on full blast for right now, which is not doing what you say you're doing, which is refurbishing consoles. If you were charging market prices like everybody else, I don't think anybody would be putting you on blast, DKOldies. I think you'd be fine. You'd be like, oh, well, this is what it is. That's what a lot of other companies do. But no, you're upcharging everybody and putting out crappy systems like everybody. Like, if I wanted a crappy, sketchy system, I'll go to Facebook Marketplace and buy it, and, it's probably stolen. That does happen, buying stolen consoles on Facebook Marketplace. But I expect you to at least open up the console and clean it and check and make sure everything's okay if you're going to be charging so much extra. I mean, how many people need to tell you something is a problem before you do something about it? It's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. That's all there is to it. Nobody can recommend you until you make changes to buy products. The only thing people can recommend you for is selling stuff to you because you pay more than you probably should on several games. I'm even looking at the list myself going, I might actually sell some stuff to you just because I want it out of my collection, not because I want to buy anything from you, but because you pay too much. And that's, eventually you're going to run into a problem where everyone's selling, but nobody's buying from you if that ever does happen and people wise up enough. But anyway, that's my whole rant about DKOldies right now. In case you missed it, Austin Evans, his video, it was a fun one to watch because really he didn't have problems till he got to the PlayStation 3, and that PlayStation 3 it baffles me. So yeah, DKOldies, just do better. People are calling you out, just do something about it. That's all I got. If you like it, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I'll just keep ranting into the void here.